Hey guys, Kev here, and I have dual pacals for you today. Very interesting. You do not want to mess with me today. I think I have, is this one backwards? Man, I really don't know what I'm doing with these things. So this one I have facing that way. Interesting. This one, wait, am I just holding it wrong? This one you can hold either way, honestly, and I'm not even sure which way is normal because it feels great in both grips. This one doesn't feel normal in this way. I guess it's okay, but it really, with the ring, it makes you want to go this way. So I'm guessing the standard pacal grip is like this with the reverse, so you can come down and slice across, right? We need Doug Marcarta. Doug Marcarta. Doug Marcaida to come by and teach us some stuff here. So what do we have here, guys? I know I'm not a big tactical guy, but I've had a few lately, and it's very interesting to me. So very cool. This is the Shieldon /DC Blades Scythe. This is a design from our buddy Justin over at Tier 1 Gear and EDC and Old Squirrel Knives. That is DC Blades, those two guys. And then they collab with Shieldon to make the knives. And this is sort of a premium version of it. I believe he told me this was the XL, but I don't know. This is pretty regular size, so maybe I'm crazy. I remember the first one I handled was Black Micarta. Excuse me. And that one, I don't remember it being smaller, but I could be crazy. It's a beautiful knife, man. And then we have this beauty from Reich knife. This is their newest release, a forever steel design. And this is the Baku Tuk, I think. I don't know how you say it. Baku Tuk P in M390. It's an integral. So you have a solid piece of titanium that is milled out with the ring and everything. And then they insert a pivot into it. Has this crazy wire clip we'll talk about. And it even came with an extra little piece that you can put on to add a wave system to it. I accidentally broke that piece, but I'll show it to you. Both of these are really, really cool. I think one of them, this one, is a little more practical, so to speak. But they're both very, very cool. So let us talk about them. We'll talk about the Baku Tuk first from Reich. They did a really great job machining this. As usual, that's a Reich sort of key thing. They always do a great job machining. Their quality is off the chart. So it does have a hole there. So if you get your hands in the right positions and you flick it, you can reverse flick it. And it's relatively fun. It's a very thin handle, so, you know, you got to get your finger in the right spot. The flipper tab is extremely fun. Works really well. Great push button design. It has this really cool channel here where the blade drops into and everything. You can see when it closes how it looks. It's really cool. Look at that. Dead nut centered. You have some jimping right here, so when you're in the fighting grip or whatever you call it, you have that jimping. It's really comfortable in the hand. I don't think it's meant to be used as like a brass knuckle at the same time, but hey, you could rabbit punch some people with this thing. Wild design. You have blade stops instead of a stop pin there because it's an integral. You cannot, well, I haven't really tried, but you can't thumb flick that. Maybe you could, I don't know. Yeah, you probably could actually. I'll try it. Yeah, you can thumb flick that sucker. Yeah, works pretty well. I mean, I really think the flipper tab is the way to go. Or this wave feature that I broke on accident. Sorry, guys. So this came, and this piece down here was attached like so, like this. And it looked like this was like a spring, like they cut it to be like a spring, so it was supposed to be like a carabiner flap here, and that's what I took it as. So I pushed it up, and I realized pretty quickly it was not a carabiner flap. It just went up like this, and then I bent it back down, and it snapped off. I think this and that was there to relieve a little bit of tension when you place this on. So what you do is you slide this into the hole, which is really cool. Let me line it up right. Come on. I did it earlier, no problem, so it works. There. So you slide it in like that, and I think that piece was adding a little tension down here and kind of locking it in place. So I think what was supposed to happen is when you push it into the hole, this piece lifts up a little bit, and then it clamps back down once it clicks into place, and then it stays in there. I, of course, started messing with it before I ever even, because I didn't know what it was. I was trying to figure out where it goes, and I was like, oh, it looks like a wavy thing. And then anyway. So it pops in like that. Yours would have that piece there, so don't break that. And now when it's in your pocket, you can yank it backwards. And as you yank out of your pants, it will wave open. And now you will have a deployed knife that you can, have in this grip. And now, ow, I got this cut right here. It hurts like hell. And so now you can defend yourself or whatever. So very cool. But I accidentally broke that. I wouldn't use that piece anyway, but it does suck because I'm going to pass it around. But they kind of get the point. Maybe I'll hit up Reich and see if they have any extras of those to send me. I can replace it. You can reverse flick it lefty like that. I love this pivot design. Very, very cool. Size-wise, it seems to be a standard Pakal because this one right here is identical in size. So it must be some kind of standardized Pakal size. In terms of comparables, here is a Divo Fireball, which is about the same. So there's that. I have the Knoll Knives Ghoul. Love this knife. That is about the same size. So, it's in that like 7.5 inch range or 7.25, more like. Very, very cool. The wire clip right here is very nice. So it has an interesting tension system. So it kind of just hits down like that. And you could fit this over anything, basically. And then it clamps down. So you could slide this into a backpack or something else. And you can easily remove this, too, if you prefer to not have the wire clip. You could just pull that out like so. And pull this one out like so. And your wire clip comes off. Now you just have a free-floating knife. If for whatever random reason you preferred that, I'm not sure why. Or I guess if you need to replace it, you'd probably have to figure out how to make a wire clip look like that. But it's fairly simple to get it back in. Oh, I have it upside down. So you just slot this guy back there and then let it pop down and then slot this one in the bottom there. Easiest way I found was to kind of put it like that and then rotate it till it slots in like that. And now you have your clip back in. Very cool, right? Very interesting design. Forever Steel, I don't know if I mentioned this, same guy who designed the Cybertrix. I believe his name is Declan. Is it Declan X or something like that? Very cool. The blade is wild. It's like a full flat grind. Obviously, Pakal style. More, you know, it's a hawkbill, but more, it's a little straighter than the next one we're going to look at, which has more of a hawkbill, I guess. Frame lock, and it has this steel insert mounted right here. Thick ass steel insert. Very nice. And then you have the ring here. I don't know if it's a smallish size ring, maybe. I mean, it fits my finger, but just barely. So some of you, maybe you can't, but I don't think you put it all the way up, do you? You kind of just put it down here. Maybe I'm wrong. And I love that notch, man. That is beautiful. That is just beautiful. You can't touch the tip or anything. That's what she said. Just beautiful machining. Reich is always doing that, of course. Comes in their classic packaging, right? M390 steel. So that is the Baku took Pakal. And these are available at Reich Knives right now. And I do have a link. I'll put it down below. Let me find it here. So if we go to their website, they have a sale going on right now. 15% off. Use code HOLIDAY15. And I'm pretty sure that applies to this knife. So you can get this knife with that discount. They have the cicada back in a bunch of colors. That's a really cool knife. There's that Forever Steel Cybertrex, one of the most popular knives they've made, of course. Let's see if, excuse me, I can find it here. You have the scissors. I love that. It's crazy. There's some stuff I haven't even seen here. The Beatty, never seen that one. It might be a newer one. Must be on page 2. Just some wild designs. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I don't know where to go. See if it shows up here. I mean, it's got to be available because I just saw it. I just saw it on their... There it is. I don't know what I missed. $350. So it's an integral, guys. So $350 for an integral, I think is really cool. You know, obviously you got to be into the design, but if you're one of those people that collects unique pieces, this is definitely one. So I'll put that link down below to the Baku took. Thank you to the folks over at Reich. Now let's talk about the scythe from Shieldon and DC Blades. This thing is excellent, guys. Again, I'm not a big tactical knife guy, but they designed a beauty here. I mean, the ceramic ball and the clip is a nice touch. You have a reversible clip, so you have a filler tab right there. You can take that out and flip the clip over. Shout out to the lefties. And this titanium has a beautiful finish. I mean, look at that. That bead blast is gorgeous. It's a little darker than you usually see, I feel like. That one's good too, actually. Where's a regular bead blast? Here's a regular bead blast. So just is a little bit darker. Harder to tell in the picture here.
This is a reminder.
Alexa, cancel. Sorry, my reminder to pick up my daughter, but it's Friday before Christmas, so she got out of school early today. Shieldon logo here. I do like how they do that pivot. And then the flipper on this thing is incredible. That's one of the things I loved about the original scythe when I reviewed it. It just has such a clean pop and feel. It's just, man, it's really good. And then you have that classic Pakal design, that just hawk bill look to it. and that aggressive point, and it's just screaming deadly to me, you know. You have a PVD finish on the blade, which is nice. S35 VN steel on this, which is good. I love the lock bar cutout right here. Excellent. And the action is sick. See, like, this one feels more like a standard knife, where the Baku Took feels like it's something different, you know? It obviously, they're both tactical knives. I think they would both be classified as Picals. Maybe this would be a karambit because of the ring, or maybe it's called a ringed Pical. I don't know. Or it's just its own thing. They're very similar. I mean, look at the flipper tabs, look at the blades, you know, look at the overall shape and design. Very similar, right? But they feel totally different. This one, I don't feel as confident when I'm kind of like just, you know, just playing with it. I can. It's not a problem. I'm just, you know, I'm a little more concerned about stabbing myself, and it's just more unique in a artistic way. And this one just has more of a knife feel where I want to just play with it. You know what I mean? I hope that makes some sense. But yeah, so you can pop it like that, and then you can actually, because of the PVD, you can just flick the shit out of this thing. I mean, there is no issue flicking this. Some people don't like to flick knives that don't have a hole or a fuller or whatever, or they don't classify it as a knife that has multiple deployments. But this knife has multiple deployments. I mean, I'm not even trying, and it's firing out of there. And I could probably use like my ring finger. Yeah. And I could even try my pinky. Shit. That's going to be hard. I'm going to stab myself. I'm not going to do it. Left hand, it's going to be a little harder because you have the frame lock there. So I'm probably not going to be able to get it. Yeah, it's going to lock it up. So make sure if you're left-handed, you got to either ride that clip, leave it on the right side and ride the clip, or you just go with the classic, you know, flipper move, and it works so well. It's so smooth. One thing I love about this knife is the backspacer and the way they linked it up with the jimping here. And it is a unique style of jimping. I mean, look at that. That is wild, right? And then, so you have that, and then it flows into the backspacer. Look at that raised, I don't know what you'd call it. It's so cool. It's like this gear pattern thing. And then when you close the knife, all of a sudden this is on the top now. And then you can follow that line all the way around. I mean, it's just so cool the way that they designed that. And then this one, in terms of the grip, this feels extremely comfortable. Oops. This feels extremely comfortable back here. And then you have all this jimping from that wheel that really locks you in. And I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm not Doug Micarta. Now I can't say his name because it's Doug Markita. Doug Micarta. And I can hold it this way and it feels just as comfortable. I mean, I honestly don't know which way is proper. I think it's this way. But this feels as comfortable because it's literally a symmetric handle. It's almost like a dog bone. It's like a bone handle, we could call it, which goes along with the Scythe theme pretty well, I'd say. And then you just have that crazy hawkbill, and you can even hold it in a normal grip, and you could use this for some stuff. You could slice with this, right? You could do some indexing or utility cutting with this. You could open a box or something with this thing. So it feels a little bit more like you can use it like a more useful, or I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say, more utility knife, something like that, versus the other one. Not that I have to compare them or anything. Look at how pokey this thing gets too. This thing would absolutely like mess you up. Look at that. It's so thin that the tip isn't coated because of the bevel. I mean, that is crazy. Now, I wouldn't want to mess with this one either. But this one will really jack your day up, I think, because it's going to go in deep and then you're getting clawed. Where this one's more like a traditional knife blade, just, you know, a little different. So cool. So let's look up the scythe. I always want to say scythe. These are going to be available on Amazon. And as far as I understand, they sell the out of these things. I can't spell the word either, so there's that. I guess I should search Shieldon Scythe. So here's the original one. It's $70 in 154 cm. I thought they had a 14C version, but I could be wrong. And they have a bunch of versions, I think. So check that out. They sell a bunch of those things. Do they have a... maybe they don't have the premium ones here. So let's see real quick. Let's see what blade length this is. 2.55. Okay. So 2.55 on the blade length. Yeah, so this is close, man. If you look at the tip to, it's more like 2.8 to the handle. But if you're just counting to the back of the edge termination, 2.55 could be legit. Now, overall, that's where we're probably going to get our number here. That's 6 inches, right? So we're at, 7 inches overall. Let's see if this one gives us, oh, there's black titanium. See, that looks very similar. Can I get, that's $164, guys. That price point's pretty damn good. Let's see if the specs give us full specs. There, 3-point steel blade. So handle, comparing with previous first edition version, 3mm thick, 2.5 blade, and 3.56 handle. So this, okay, so the premium one is the XL, but it's not really that much bigger. I would have just went with large probably. And then if you go to the black one here, is this also an XL? I think the way it works is that the more affordable one is a little smaller than the premium one. That's the way I'm getting it. You gotta love those Chinese marketing pictures. That is fantastic right there. Such a cool knife, man. So anyway, very cool. And somewhere around 160, and then what was it? $70 or something for the budget ones. I just think it's a beautiful knife design, and the execution on this titanium one is top notch. I gotta give Shieldon credit. You guys may know that I am not the biggest fan of Shieldon. They kind of burned us as an OEM early on, but they've done a really good job with the scythe, and everything I've heard from Justin has been positive on them. So, and I want him to succeed. I want DC Blades to succeed. So I do recommend this knife. I recommend it highly if you're into these tactical knives. Definitely need to check out the scythe if you are a self-defense knife kind of guy. So there you go. That's the scythe from Shieldon and DC Blades. And then the Baku took from Reich and Forever Steel. 2 unique Pakal style knives. Let me know which one you would take and why. Let me know if you own either one. you know, any information helps. If you want to pick either of these up, I will have links in the description. It will help the channel. I didn't see this version there on Amazon, but if I can find it, I'll link it. But they did have that other titanium version we pulled up. So yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.